On OSRC News at 7, ahead Yuletide, Amoteco Corps launches collaborative show of force, assures Southwest residents of adequate security. Osrc General Overseer picks holes in CBN decision to redesign Naira. Press freedom under scrutiny as journalists recount detention ordeal in Ogun State. And from the foreign scene, French Parliament suspends lawmaker over racist comments.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on the news tonight. My name is Timile Faladi. Ondo State Security Network Agency, Amoteco, has launched a joint highway and inter-border patrol with Osrc State Amoteco Command to tackle insecurity during the Yuletide season. The operation, which is tagged Bako, according to the chairman of Amoteco Commanders in Southwest, Adetunji Adeleye, is a synergy to strengthen security of lives and property of travelers and residents. OSRC Sahid Aribisala reports that Adeleye said the 24-hour daily operation, which will be replicated across other southwest states of Ekiti, Oyo and Ogun, also requires the cooperation of residents.
Amotekun officers from Ondo and Osun State Command converged on Owena, a border town connecting the two states, for the launch of an exercise tagged Bali Bako, aimed at strengthening security across the southwest region during Yuletide. Leading the officers as they interfaced with members of the community were Ondo State Amotekun Commander Adetunji Adeleye and his Osun State counterpart, retired Brigadier General Bashir Aderombi. Adeleye, who doubles as the chairman of Amoteco Commanders in the Southwest, said Operation Balik Bako is a 24/7 exercise to rid the highways and communities of criminals.
In preparation for the holidays for this year, we had redoubled our efforts at ensuring that commuters, residents, and visitors throughout this period can enjoy their holidays and they can sleep with their two eyes. That is why we are commencing today both the Ember Patrol and the Inter-Border Patrol activity of the Western Nigeria Security Network Agency.
Adeleye said similar operation held last year yielded success as kidnappers were arrested and their cells destroyed while illegal weapons were recovered.
Last year, when we started when the Ondo State and Osun State Inter-Border Patrol commenced, we recorded very huge success to ensure that all major roads, all villages, all forests in the southwest part of the country are properly protected.
Osun Amotekun Commander, retired Brigadier General Aderombi, urged cooperation of the community for another success this time.
I just want to advise the community to cooperate with us and make sure this time around we achieve another huge success to bring improved security to lives and properties of the people in the southwest.
Some members of the community commended the initiative and the resolve to ensure protection of lives and property.
Presence of Amotekun, everybody can be able to sleep well now and can be able to do our business as well. Because before the intervention of Amotekun, if we are not up to 10, you can't move to the farm to work. Because of we entertain fear.
Operation Balik Bako, which is also in collaboration with all the sister security agencies like the police, the army, the DSS, and the civil defense, is expected to take off among other southwest states like Ekiti, Oyo, and Ogun. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has congratulated the retiring Chief Judge of the State, Justice Williams Akintoroye, as he retires from the bench. The governor, represented by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Sir Charles Titiloye, thanked the Chief Judge for his contributions to the development of Ondo State judiciary. The governor, who described the jurists as a stabilizing factor in government, prayed God to grant the retiring judge more strength and grace in his future endeavors. The governor noted that the bench is reserved for the best materials in the legal profession, saying the retiring Chief Judge is shown to be one of the best who has maintained judicial discipline, decorum, and integrity till his last day on the bench. The Federal High Court in Umuahia, the Abia State capital, has dismissed the suit seeking to nullify People's Democratic Party (PDP) primaries in Abia State. 7 plaintiffs had sued the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), the PDP, and the party's national chairman, Iyorchia Ayu, as the first, second, and third defendants. The plaintiffs had, among other prayers, asked the court to sack all the Abia PDP candidates for the 2023 general elections because the 3-man delegates election, which produced them, never held. Delivering judgment of the matter, the presiding judge, Justice Evelyn Ayedike, held that the conduct of party delegate congress was entirely an internal affair of a political party and not justiciable in law. The court held that no law gives delegates right of action in court to challenge the conduct of delegate congress. In the meantime, Justice Ian Eko of the Federal High Court Abuja has ordered an interim forfeiture of 40 landed properties belonging to a former Deputy Senate President, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, who is currently in custody in the United Kingdom. Justice Eko made the order following an ex parte motion by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). In a short ruling on the motion, the judge ordered the anti-graft agency to publish the interim forfeiture order of the properties in a national daily within 7 days from the date the order was given. Justice Eko specifically asked anybody interested in the properties covered by the interim forfeiture order to indicate within 14 days of the publication of the interim forfeiture order of the court. Justice Eko subsequently adjourned till December 5 this year for a report if there is any objection from any member of the public regarding the properties. The interim forfeiture order covers 10 of Ekweremadu's properties in Enugu, 3 in the United States of America, 2 in the United Kingdom, 1 in Lagos, 9 in Dubai, and 15 located in the Federal Capital Territory. Apologies for that break. Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, Alassane Adodogua, says there is fire on the mountain in the All Progressives Congress family in Kano State. They said the APC in the state has been going through silent crisis capable of affecting the party in the 2023 elections. The lawmaker who spoke to journalists at the National Assembly said he is optimistic that APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu will build on the gains of President Muhammadu Buhari. However, Adodogua said though Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has governed the state well, those he handed the party affairs to in the state reach out loyal party members, which forced them to defect from the party. Now, the Lagos High Court sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos Island, has dismissed the suit by 15 subscribers of various units of apartments being constructed by Foursquare Heights United in 3 high-rise buildings, Ikoyi, Lagos. Justice Olabisi Akilade dismissed the suit for being statute barred, having been filed out of time. One of the buildings, Block B, consisting of 21 stories, collapsed on November 1, 2021, killing 46 persons, including the managing director of Foursquare Heights, Mr. Femi Osibono, while 15 other persons were rescued alive. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Osrc, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has criticized the planned redesign of the 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira bank notes by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The cleric expressed displeasure that the federal government is concerned with the redesigning of naira notes despite the fallen value of the national currency. Adeboye, who spoke through the church's November Holy Ghost service, also said the naira does not even worth the paper it is printed on, as people cannot afford to feed. Adeboye further said God has not told him yet whether there will be an election in Nigeria next year or not. The cleric reiterated that he will pray for any politician who comes to him for prayer, saying his duty is to pray, but only God answers, and subsequently announced a fast and prayer for the nation between November 26th and December 2nd this year. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. We'll take a quick break now. Do stay with us. Glad to have you back. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook Osrc TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. The need for good and qualitative representation to pilot the national affairs has again been played up towards addressing economic, social, and political issues in Nigeria. This was advocated at the public lecture and awards presentation organized by Democrat News magazine to mark its 4th anniversary in Akure, Ondo State capital. The magazine, since inception, has saddled itself with the duty of addressing major societal issues in its publications. Osrc Joy Pius was at the event and now reports.
Public Lecture and Award is an annual event in recognition of distinguished personalities who have positively impacted society. It is also an avenue to discuss critical areas needing attention in Nigeria. In his welcome address, the publisher, Mr. Alaba Aliu, noted that the awardees were painstakingly selected based on their contributions and impact on society through their different professional callings.
It is not enough to just write and to expose all the abnormalities in the society, but much more important to also recognize some of those who have contributed in no small measure to the development of the country. So that is why we select some notable individuals, people who have contributed in no small measure.
Delivering a lecture on spectrums of leadership in Nigerian politics, issues and perspectives, guest lecturer on the occasion, Yemi Adetoyinbo, stressed the need for restructuring of Nigeria and for government to be just and equitable by fashioning out people-oriented programs.
The key problem facing Nigeria is lack of good leadership. By this I mean focused, qualitative and visionary leadership across board that will have a clear development program. Follow it up, execute it, the economy will be improving.
Honored by the Democrat News magazine are 10 eminent individuals, including a staff of OSRC Media Group and a one-time recipient of honorary doctorate degree from the British American University, Mrs. Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi, for their contributions to societal development.
The Ondo State Journalist of the Year. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I know this is just not an award. It is a call to do more. It is a call to continue to contribute my quota to the development of my profession. And I will not relent, because it is in the course of this job that I have been found worthy of this honor.
He's a diligent officer, very brilliant. We are proud as OSRC to have one of our own being honored here today.
I want to congratulate her, and I want to urge her to do more, not to relent. I want to congratulate the staff of Osrc at the same time, and particularly the staff of the newsroom.
The event climaxed with the presentation of a special publication of the Democrat News magazine. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
The Alale of Akungba Oba Isaac Adeyeye has called on the people of the community to embrace peace and unity in order to fast-track socio-economic development of the town. Oba Adeyeye was addressing some residents who were in his palace on a peaceful protest in his solidarity arising from claims in some quarters over the legality of the current Alale. He appreciated the people of the town for the loyalty as well as love and confidence reposed in him at all times. The monarch urged them to trust the wisdom of a state governor, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, who he said prioritizes justice and fair play and who always brought his wealth of experience as a senior advocate of Nigeria to bear on issues.
I want to thank all and sundry for this peaceful protest. We should not be worried, right? Because the executive governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, is a legal luminary, a senior advocate of Nigeria. We will not condone illegality in any form. So again, beg of you, not take the laws into our hands.
Also addressing the protesters, the community leader and former president, Akungba Development Union, Chief Dele Olowo Gorioye, called on all parties involved in ownership matters in Akungba to maintain the status quo and allow peace to reign. He emphasized the need for caution by some people believed to be going through the back door to cause disunity and crying foul play where none exists, stressing that all matters relating to the kinship in Akungba is pending in court and people must learn to wait on the judiciary. Led in his voice, the Olusi of Akungba, Chief Gabriel Olasheni, described the Alale Oba Adeyeye as a monarch well loved by his people, advising those bent on breaching peace and security of the community to desist. Olasheni expressed optimism of a non-violent resolution of all controversies relating to ownership matter in Akungba. Residents of the town used the opportunity to again pass vote of confidence in Oba Isaac Adeyeye, whose tenure, they said, has brought development to the town. The Iralepo of Isikon, Oba Oluwagbemiga Olofin-Ademola, has installed a former president of the customary court, Akure, Olumuyiwa Aguda, as the first Olu of Kajola Isikon in Akure South local government area. The new Olu of Kajola is the son of late Chief Justice of Botswana and former Chief Justice of then Western Nigeria, Dr. Akinola Aguda. OSRC Said Aribisala reports that the installation was part of activities during the celebration of Oba Olofin-Ademola's first anniversary on the throne of his forebears.
The palace of Iralepo Isikon came alive as indigents and well-wishers of the town rolled out the drums to celebrate the first anniversary of the ascension to the throne of Oba Oluwagbemiga Olofin-Ademola. Oba Olofin-Ademola, who was elected by kingmakers to ascend the throne of his forebears on October the 21st, 2021, thanked the people of the town, urging them to remain united for development.
People are moving forward. We are growing per seconds. Not per day, per seconds we are growing in our application. I pray that by this time next year, it's going to be celebrating our LCDA in Jesus' mighty name. By the grace of God, we have our own LCDA in our own aim.
History was then made with the installation of Olumuyiwa Aguda, a former president of the customary court, Akure, and World Bank consultant, as the first Olu of Kajola Isikon. The new Olu of Kajola, Chief Aguda, embraced the task of leading his community with a pledge to engender development.
All the results I have and my contacts will be used to develop Kajola Isikon individually, but Isikon community as a whole. I want to assist the Iralepo of Isikon, Oba Oluwagbemiga Ojo, the Arura as thought to hasten the development of Isikon community.
Also installed was Olusonya Fatoki as Chief Ashuda of Isikon.
My father died about, let me say, 22 years ago, and the post has been vacant. And it is a great joy for me today to be installed as a second Ashuda of Isikon land.
The celebration, which attracted traditional rulers from different communities, including the Alayede of Ayede Ogbese, was also sandwiched with the presentation of cash to 20 students from the community to support their education.
I have the best wishes of my own people from Ayede Ogbese Kingdom to felicitate with him and to congratulate him.
For me, it's an excitement that the labor of our parents, the labor of the kingdom, will not go to the trade. So today I'm going to say thank you to God.
He's somebody that can give all his all that he has for people.
Guests who graced the landmark celebration were later hosted at a reception where the optimism for the development of Isikon with the commitment of all was re-echoed. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
A journalist, Ahmed Bashiru, has recounted his experience in detention for publishing a story about Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, claiming that he was arrested and convicted in Miami, United States of America in 1986. Bashiru was first arrested by operatives of the Department of State Services and released, but he was rearrested when he posted about his experience with DSS on his WhatsApp status. Talking about what he went through in the prison, he said that he fainted while in remand and spent 2 days in the hospital. He also said that when he appeared in court, he was given a bail condition of 3 million naira. Bashiru revealed that he had spent his life savings and sold his properties of the matter, and that Abiodun decided to hand off the case after youths from his hometown went to plead before him, claiming that he is a good citizen. The Lagos State Police Command says autopsy conducted on the corpse of Ifeanyi Adeleke confirmed that the 3-year-old died as a result of drowning. The police also said 2 suspects arrested in connection to the incident are still being quizzed. Police Public Relations Officer in the state, Benjamin Udei, said investigation is still ongoing and that its conclusion will determine whether or not the suspect will be charged to court. On October 31, global and local fans of award-winning music icon David Adeleke, better known as Davido, were inconsolable over the tragic demise of his son, Ifeanyi. Davido and the lady's mother, Chema Rowland, were said to be out of the state and left the lad in the care of his minders at the Banana Island residence in Lagos when the sad occurrence happened. The police had arrested 8 of Davido's domestic workers but later released 6 of them. Kenya Airways flights were today disrupted as a strike by its pilots demanding better work conditions grounded over 1 dozen planes, affecting thousands of passengers. The airline, part-owned by the government, and Air France KLM, is one of the biggest in Africa, connecting multiple countries to Europe and Asia, but it is facing turbulent times, including years of losses. The Kenya Airlines Pilots Association said that no Kenya Airways flight flown by its members departed Nairobi's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport starting from 6 a.m. today. The pilots announced a strike in defiance of a court order against the industrial action and have given no indication of how long it will last. Kenya's newly appointed Transport Minister, Kipchumba Murkomen, told reporters at the airport that the strike was unwarranted and akin to economic sabotage. France's National Assembly has voted to sanction a far-right MP with a rare 15-day suspension and pay court after he yelled back to Africa at a black colleague, a clash that drew outrage across the political spectrum. Giorgio Dofurnas, a newly elected member of a national rally, has denied any personal racist attack in the outburst, saying it was referring to a ship carrying rescued migrants in the Mediterranean. The penalty urged by the Council of the Lower House National Assembly is the harshest possible under its rules, which broadly uphold free speech for lawmakers while in session. It was only the second time in the history of France's Fifth Republic, established by Charles de Gaulle in 1958, that a member of parliament had received such a rebuke. The incident came as tensions over immigration running high, with President Emmanuel Macron's government promising a nude crackdown amid accusations of failing to stem new arrivals or deport those whose residency requests are denied. Now to end, Osrc News at 7, here again are the major stories. Ondo State Security Network Agency, Amotekun, has launched a joint highway and inter-border patrol with Osrc State counterparts to deal with insecurity during Yuletide. The initiative is a joint move by Corps in the Southwest. We tell you that the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has criticized the planned redesign of the Naira by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The cleric also said God has not told him yet whether there will be an election in Nigeria next year or not. And from the foreign scene, a journalist, Ahmed Bashiru, has recounted his experience in detention for publishing a story about Ogun State Governor